everyone, welcome back to my channel.
I think I filmed my last video in this sweater.
Today I am going to be sharing my top 5 manicures from 2022. So I am someone who paints her nails a lot. I would say I paint them on average 2 times a week. Unless I have gel on, that's a normal amount for me.
So 2 manicures a week averages out to 104 manicures a year.
And while I don't Instagram every single one of them, the manicures that I do Instagram are usually my favorites. So these top 5 are pretty much from the manicures that I posted this past year. Looking back at them, I had some serious nail envy, some serious nail color envy. My nails have been really short and nubby lately because we have been renovating our kitchen and still getting settled into our new house. Also with the holidays, just all the hustle bustle, wrapping presents, breaking down boxes, my nails haven't really stood a chance. So I'm very much looking forward to the new year where I can grow them back and get back into my swatching and like long almond nails, which
you know is my favorite.
Before we get started, let me just share the color that is on my nails. This is Olive & June's Velvet Poof. It's like a deep eggplant and I really love it. I've never worn it on my nails. I've just swatched it and I like how it looks on these shorties. All right guys, without further ado, let's jump into the top 5 favorite manicures from this past year. All right, number 1 is just a very classic, simple, traditional, beautiful, light, milky, creamy pink polish. I wore this multiple times this past year. It may be my favorite out of all the colors I'm gonna share just because it is so classic. Like you cannot go wrong. You can wear this any time of year. Before I keep raving about it, let me tell you what it is. This is GELISH Pick Me Please. This was from, I think the spring 2022 collection, and it's just the most gorgeous light pink. For years, I used Essie's Fiji as like the standard when it came to milky white pinks. And over the years, I haven't loved that polish as much as I used to, but it is still top tier. It's a little more pinky. I would say that this GELISH polish is a little more white. It's just stunning. I wore it to Florida back in February. I wore it again this past September. I wore it again mid-June. I have thrown this color on my nails over and over and over. And the best part about it is that it's available in regular polish and dip powder as well. As you know, all GELISH polishes are duplicated by Morgan Taylor. They are sister companies and they also make their GELISH Express dip powder. So if you want this exact color, you can get it in pretty much any form. Looking at this color, I'm just like, I want it on my nails now. It is beautiful. It looks great on long nails. It looks great on short nails. It looks great on every shape, every size, and it is just an absolute favorite from 2022. Next up, kind of on the other end of the spectrum, is this beautiful rich red from Olive & June. The shade is SC and I honestly believe this is the perfect red to ever exist. It's just, there are no words. There's no words. It's rich, it's creamy, it's opaque, it's so full, it's so vibrant, it's just full bodied. Like you could explain it like you would a wine. Everything about this red is superb. The way that it applies, the way that it lasts, the way that it wears, the way that it shines. It's just stunning, 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 especially as we move into the holiday season. If you are looking for the perfect red to get you through the rest of December, and even as we move into the new year, this was one of my favorite manicures back in January of this year. It is just, it's everything. I'm a huge fan of Olive & June polishes. It's hard for me to pick a top nail polish brand, but they are up there. They are like top 3, top 2, and I really have fabulous things to say about all of their polishes, but this color in particular is hands down my favorite out of everything they've released. My next favorite manicure from 2022 is this tortoise shell mani. I was so proud of this manicure for a few different reasons. One, I don't normally do nail art. I am not great at nail art. And when I saw this tortoise nail trending, I was like, there's no way I can do this by myself. And alas, I did. I created a tutorial for my YouTube channel so that you could do it at home too. There's also a video on my Instagram demonstrating how I created this. It was not only so fun to create, but it was so satisfying. It looked so cool on your nails. I got so many compliments on this manicure when I was out and about in the stores, at the checkout line. It just looked fab. A lot of people thought that they were nail stickers, but no, this was a completely hand-drawn, I don't even know how to explain it. This was a custom design. I love that each nail was a little different. You could play around with how deep, how vibrant, how like sparse or how busy the manicure looked, and I just absolutely loved it. This was probably the most like involved nail art I've ever created, and looking back at it now, I'm really encouraged to try some more DIY nail art in 2023. All the polishes that I used to create this manicure were from Lights LACQUER, they actually released a tortoiseshell kit earlier this year, but you can do this at home with any shade of like orange, browns, and yellows to get that tortoise look, but you can also recreate it with any color. You could do variations of greens or purples or blues. The options are endless and it's a lot easier than you may think. So I encourage you to give it a try. I loved looking back on this manicure and I can't wait to try some new designs in the new year. Next up, this was probably my favorite manicure from the summer, and it was Gelish's Let's Do a Makeover. This was from their Clueless collection, one of my all-time favorite movies. I love that they released a collection inspired by the movie. They're all very, very beautiful, but this color in particular, I picked it because I was not expecting to love the orange nails as much as I did. These were fabulous. They almost looked nude. It wasn't a really intense orange. It wasn't too vibrant. It wasn't too obnoxious. It didn't really stand out. It almost blended in. It was a very neutral orange, and I wore this for probably like 3+ weeks in August this summer. I wore it on my family vacation. I wore it for weeks at home. It was just beautiful. I loved it with the shape of my nails. It was just an unexpected favorite, and I had to include it in this list. Gelish has been blowing my mind with the colors that they've been releasing lately. Every time you think that they've done it all, they come out with something new, and that's what I love about nail polish. It is so freaking fun, and Gelish kills it every time. This color is perfection. Okay, last but certainly not least is probably the most surprising manicure on this list. This is a polish that I have had in my collection for well over a year at this point and have never worn. I think I might have painted this manicure on a live, I don't remember, but I was just feeling it. I was in the mood for something bright and neon and vibrant and different, and I grabbed Olive & June's Lime Fizz and painted this lime green manicure back in September, and I loved it. I loved it. I could not stop photographing my nails. They looked so freaking cool as my hands moved and touched things and picked things up. Like, I was obsessed with this color. It looked fabulous on my almonds. Like, my nails were really thriving during the summer, but it would also look really cool on shorter nails as well. The color itself is just so intense. It's so rich. It's so beautiful. And lime green is one of those colors that, you know, you're not naturally drawn to. At least I'm not. When I'm sitting down to paint my nails, I usually opt for something a little more subtle, a little more neutral, a color that could last me a week or so. I normally would think I'd get bored. No. When I took this manicure off, I just wanted to put it back on. I can't wait to use this lime green again next summer. This is gonna be one of my first summer manis for sure. I absolutely loved it. Such a fun shade. And that is it for my top 5 manicures from 2022. I always have a lot of fun looking back at my manicures from the year, and every year I promise myself that I'm gonna start documenting every single one of them, like on my Instagram. I usually do take a bunch of photos in my camera roll, but I don't always post them to Instagram, and I don't know, I feel like I need to be better about that. I used to Instagram every mani. By the way, if you don't follow me on TikTok, I've been rating my old manigrams, just going back through my Instagram from like 2012 when I started it, and looking at all of my old manicures. It's actually really funny to do. So go check me out on TikTok at _AmandaBella. You can watch those videos there. I'm up to like part 8 or 9 at this point. But it's just cool to see how trends change, how my personal taste changes, how my skill level has changed. Every year you just get better, you discover new things, you try new things, and it's a lot of fun. I love the nail community on YouTube. You guys are my favorite. I do try to create primarily nail related content because I know that's what a lot of you are here for, but I've been throwing in some hair and makeup into the mix as well. I'm hoping in the new year I could dip my toes into the waters of some other subjects and things that I'm really interested in and passionate about. I want to include some of those videos here as well, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I love sharing all of the mani things with you. I'm very curious to know what some of your favorite manicures from this past year were. Please let me know in the comments, you know, even just your top one. You don't have to list 5, but like, what was a color that you used this year that either you had never used before or you revisited and you just absolutely loved it on your nails? Please let me know. I would love to see it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.